Hello, 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 everybody. I hope you are having a beautiful and fantabulous day. My name is Joshua J. I coach aspiring entrepreneurs on how to create a scalable online business. I am super excited. I wanted to hop online really quick and just share, I guess, the breaking point and the breakthrough point. For me, it starts with having to shift your mind. Having to shift your mind. There's a point in life, regardless of what you're doing, whether it be relationships, whether it be careers, whether it be partnerships, whether it be children, whatever the case may be. There comes a point where there has to be a breaking point. And that breaking point allows you to do something. It allows you to choose whether if you're going to stay the same or you're going to do something different. You're going to change your ways or change your passions or change your purpose to the point that there's a shift in your life. And what I like to call this breaking point is a mindset shift. For us that are in relationships or marriages, there's a point in your relationship where you realize that you are whole, you are complete, and you're with your partner, and together y'all make an entity of a relationship. There's a breaking point if you are single and dating, what you will and won't tolerate in your dating preferences. In careers, there's a breaking point of not making enough money to the point that you either invest in yourself, invest in something outside of you, or pivot to the point that you start taking and educating yourself so you can earn more. In entrepreneurship, there's a breaking point where you eventually will get tired of working for someone else and go full speed, full stream ahead in your entrepreneurship journey. This is called, again, I say all of this is a mindset shift, but it is also a breaking point. Enough is enough is pretty much what you get to. For me, that breaking point was last year. After working and promoting and scaling and growing and raising my salary, that breaking point was realizing that no matter how many times I promote, I would never be paid my worth in the workplace. Corporate America was never going to give me a salary that really just made me like salivate over what I was making. And even if they did, there was a lot of red tapes that would come with it. You truly would never have true financial freedom or true time freedom when you are glued to someone else's schedule. If you don't have the ability to make your own hours and make your own task and produce the income for yourself and, connect people to people or places and things of that nature, you won't, how can I say this? There's a breaking point, right? I'm not going to go into details because this is for everyone that may be in this point. What I can tell you about the breaking point, though, is you truly give no fucks afterwards. You truly could care less what anybody thinks of you. You can truly care less about what people may say about you. You truly don't really give a fuck about anyone else outside of you. You start taking yourself serious. You start taking your role serious. You start taking your action serious. You start looking at where you can improve in your responsibilities or where you can bring awareness to things. You start looking at your schedule. You start looking at how you're investing in yourself. This isn't just about entrepreneurship. It's about any parts of your life where you may not even be happy in. There comes a time in life where, whether it's money, whether it's finances, resources, relationships, kids, school, education, career, whatever the point of life is, there's just a breaking point that eventually will happen. I remember being younger and my first car was like this hoopty, right? It was this car that I drove around and it would die on me all the time. And I needed a car to get back and forth to work. And it was my parents' car or my mom's husband's car. I don't know. It was someone's car. And I remember one day I was driving. At this time, I had a 35 to 40 minute drive to work. And I made it halfway to work. And halfway point to work was on this bridge, this long bridge. The bridge had to be about, 2 miles long, maybe. Or maybe 3, I don't know. It was a long bridge, right? And the car just broke down. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm going to be late to work. I don't have any resources, like, whatever the case may be. I was super freaking frustrated. I called my mom and I think her husband at the time, or her husband now, and I was like, the car broke down. And I remember I was so mad. I was so mad that I wanted to release anger, but I couldn't. I had to be cordial. It was my mom, or whatever the case may be. That was a breaking point in transportation for me. That was a moment that I decided that no matter how hard I had to work, I would have a reliable car. I would have something that to get me to and from work. I wasn't going to do the hand-me-downs and the cheap things and blah, 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 blah. Because of that breaking point and because of the mindset shift, I worked my ass off, but I was able to finally buy me a brand new car and pay on it. It was financed and all those things, but it was brand new. It worked. I had that car for 5.5 years before I wrecked it. And it was a breaking point. So even with wrecking it, another backstory, I wrecked it because I fell asleep behind the wheel after a night of drinking. I've shared my journey about being in recovery and being an alcoholic, but that was not a breaking point for my sobriety. Believe it or not, 2 weeks later, I got the car fixed and I did the same thing. I went out drinking and I wrecked it. Thank God I didn't kill anyone. Thank God I didn't harm anyone. But I did severely damage that car. And it's just me being honest. I'm not proud of the person that I was then, but again, you get to a point where it's a breaking point. But believe it or not, that was not my breaking point for alcohol. My breaking point for alcohol didn't happen for another 4 years-ish. And it was when we went out drinking and had all the fun, and now I'm Ubering and stuff. But I woke up the next morning and my body just hurt. It ached. There was just this pain, and my body just felt as if it was shutting down. I was not going through alcohol poisoning, but my body just was so sore from all the drinking the night prior. That was my breaking point. I said that I'm tired of living the way that I'm living. I'm tired of, yeah, it's fun and it's exciting and it's all the things. But I was just tired. I was tired of the next day. I was tired of the hangovers. I was tired of how my body felt. That was a breaking point. There are so many times in life that we have breaking points that causes our mindset to shift. So if you are at a point in your life where it is negative, you want something to change, you're desiring change, you are at this point where you're just like, I don't have anything to lose. I'm just going to go after whatever I want to go after. You may be at that breaking point. Some people call these breakthroughs as well. It depends on how you want to look at it. But it is a moment in your life that will change the trajectory if you choose. Every night that I would leave the bar and I wake up hurting the next day, that was a moment for me to choose. Do I do the same thing or do I not? And for a while, I decided to not drink for X amount of days. And then I would wait till the weekend and I'll just get blacked out drunk again. That was a choice. I was not at my breaking point yet because I was still choosing the same action over and over and over again. In life, there are times where we repeat patterns. We repeat the things that we've learned. We repeat the defense mechanisms that we learned from trauma, even as adults that we haven't healed from. There's just things that we repeat over and over and over and over and over again, right? There comes a breaking point. When you stop choosing the same action over and over again, that is your breaking point. Teresa, I did not get sober right after flipping, rolling, and totaling my car. Luckily, my kids were not in the car and no other driver were involved. I hit a breaking point when my family was done and I was about to lose them. That is absolutely true. When I totaled my car, I totaled it twice. I didn't total it the first time. The insurance people didn't total it. Like, it was a complete mess. And the second time was. And the first time, I jumped off of a freeway, the exit of a freeway, and the car literally landed front first. And I'm surprised. I'm sure the only reason why I survived that crash is because I was intoxicated. And the second time, I don't even remember. Like, to be completely honest, I blacked out and I don't remember. Sadie said, thank you for sharing your story. This is space that we are honored to be in the space. I've been in the same boat last year and I hit my breakthrough. I'm in the healing season, amen, and have confidence in myself. So what you were saying is so true. I love that. Teresa said upside down for me. That is scary, but I'm so glad that you're still here. My breaking point was when I violated probation over something dumb. We all have it. Like, sometimes people breaking point isn't until they get to prison. Sometimes people breaking point isn't until they are at a near-death experience. Sometimes someone's breaking point is not until they give up so much of themselves and they give their power to someone else. For example, if you possibly have been in or was in or know someone that's in an abusive relationship, they haven't reached their breaking point yet. The breaking point is when they say, I can't take this anymore, and they walk away. Regardless of what they're losing, regardless of what they may have behind them, their breaking point is when they walk away. So as I share these messages with you, and hopefully you share it with someone else, there's a time in life where you get to choose. And my invitation for you today, tomorrow, whenever you get to this place in life, whenever you need a breakthrough, whenever you need to shift your mindset, whenever you need that breaking point to happen, is that you move full speed ahead. Don't worry about your family and what they may say. Don't worry about your spouse and what they may say. Don't worry about what about the kids. You need to choose you first always. And I know this is a very difficult subject to really digest. But if you aren't 100% whole, you can't help anyone else. So when you choose yourself, and you should be choosing yourself always, you will then be filling up your own bucket always. And that overflowing of that bucket will go into anyone and everyone around you. Family, friends, spouse, children, adoptions, dogs, pets, whatever. So I invite you to really take a look at the important things in your life. What are you maybe not happy with? What maybe can need some type of improvement? Like Sadie said, she's on her healing journey this year. Where is it that you want to focus some healing in, right? Because now you're choosing to break free of the things that are holding you hostage. Now you're choosing to break free from the way you used to do things and evolving into who you need to become to have the life you dream of. So that's my message for today. I hope it resonated with you. As always, if you don't know me, my name is Joshua J. I'm dedicated to healing the world through love and light. So peace, love, and happiness to all of you out there. For the people that are watching live and see me with these glasses on, I don't wear glasses anymore because I had LASIK, but these are the glasses that help you with the blue screen and all that stuff with this. But I feel like I look like Clark Kent, but in the black version. So I don't know. I just wanted to share that. But thank you guys so much for joining. If you're watching a replay, type #replay. Sorry that I missed you, but I definitely will check back in and tell you how much I love you. I'll catch y'all soon. Later. Have a good night. Ciao.